So today I will take you on a tour in this field to see what's the difference of the transplanting. What are some of the technology involved in this rice planting? And today we're honored to be joined by the Mr. Li from the Hongwei Group. Good afternoon, everyone. So today we are coming here to understand more about the technology of the rice planting in the field. So maybe you can give us a brief introduction. For example, what is the grain production in this area? So for this year, we aim to do the rice planting for about 34,680 hectares. And right now we're working on the rice planting, and pretty soon we will come into a bustling time for the planting. So now you could see we already focus on the summer planting right now. So it feels like every day we have to be dedicated in this rice planting work, right? Yes, it is quite a diligent work. So at around like 3 a.m., so for the farmers, they may come to the field. So we always say that we come to this site in early morning and then we have to finish our work in late night, because we have to seize the window of time to transplant the rice seedling. We need to make sure that all of these seedlings can be put in a premier condition. For example, we have to consider the temperature of the soil. We have to make sure that the soil can be above 10 Celsius degree. In this case, for these seedlings can improve into a quality rice. So talking about the quantity and the production of the grain, let's take a look at the rice seedlings. So it feels like we are using an overlapping technology to do the transplanting work. Just take a look at this root. This root is quite robust. So what is this area? Well, all of these are the seedlings of the rice. So when we are using this overlapping technology, we are using a procedural seedling technology to do the transplanting work. Also, we have to make sure that we can monitor the temperature of the soil and make sure that all the seedlings can grow in a quality way. And also, we have to transport some of the quality seedlings to a plate in a shelter. So all of these seedlings are actually put in different plates. So what is the quality of the seedling? Are they getting ready to be put into the field? In general, most of the seedlings will come to the standard, because we have followed an SOP. It is quite technical, but maybe later we will use some examples to elaborate on this issue. So how we transport all of these seedlings from the greenhouse to the field? Well, we are using an agricultural machinery to do the job. And also we have a track to transport all of the seedlings to the field. Now you could see all of these rice seedlings have already been cutting off and stacking onto the plate. So for each trail, you could see we have like 6 pieces of the seedlings. So this could cover about 1 mu of the land. This is quite convenient. This is an unmanned machine that we are using to transport all of these seedlings. In the past, for the farmers, they have to carry all of these rice seedlings to the field. But right now we have this unmanned transplanter, and this will help us to save some of the manpower cost. So maybe we could follow this machine and come to the field. So in this place, this is a part of the Hongwei farm, and this area is actually a pilot zone. We already renovate this place into a standardized place, and for each part of this, we have about like 240 pieces of field, comprising about 15 mu of land. We dig out about 9 paths and also 9 ditches, and this will help us to improve the efficiency and the accuracy of the rice planting. And also, we are seeing a guide map. So can you tell us more about this? So for this picture, actually it explains the structure of the seedling. So we are talking about the structure of the seedling, and on different stages of the seedling and the rice, we also put some explanation so you could understand the growing situation of the rice seedlings. So when we are raising the rice and the seedlings, we have to follow this guideline. So if the seedling is up to this standard, then we are able to put all of the seedlings into the field. So we have to follow all of these guidelines to grow the seedlings. This is a general standard, and we have to abide by this guideline to grow these rice seedlings. And especially when some of the technicians, when they are coming to the field, they can refer to all of these guidelines to manage the field. So here we prepare some of the samples of the seedlings. Just take a look at this one. So this one is very standard. Just take a look at the size. So for the root, it's about like 1 centimeter, and for the bottom part, it's about like 3 centimeters. So for all these rice seedlings, they are ready to be transplanted into the field. What happens if the seedlings are too short? Well, this may have some impact on the quality of the rice. So that also we have to consider the condition of the soil. If the soil condition is not up to the standard, and this will also have an impact to the quality of the rice. So when we are transplanting some of seedling into the field, if the seedling is not in a good condition, and then the growing of the rice will also have some influence. This is not a matter of the size of the rice seedling, but we have to pay more attention to the quality. And if the seedling is growing too fast, it is not up to the standard. In the past, we always say that we have to grow our crops in accordance of the natural situation. So today we also want to experience how we do the rice planting with our own hands. So today we will have some hands-on experience in transplanting the rice seedlings. So we will basically hold all of these rice seedlings and put it into the field. If we would like to use our hands to do the rice planting, so for each lot, we will put like 5 to 7 seedlings. So first we have to ensure the density, and also we need to make sure that all of these seedlings can be transplanted in an even distribution. And also we have to monitor the depth of the transplanting. So first of all, we will divide the rice seedlings, and then I will try to do my job. So first we will put on our gloves. Okay, just have a try. It's quite a tough job for the rice planting with our own hands. In the past, from time to time, we may encounter flooding, and this will also have some impact of the work. But actually, we have a quite nutritious land in the Beidahuang. Right now, I'm ready to step inside of the field. This is quite muddy. In recent years, we are trying our best to preserve the black soil, and also we recover some of the land into the cultivated land. And for certain areas, we could see the grain production has been increased. So where we start, maybe from this line? Alright, we will do the rice planting from this area. So this one bunch of the rice seedling. So make sure you put it into an appropriate place. So for the two seedlings, it has a distance about like 12 centimeters. So when you put inside of the field, the depth is about 2 centimeters. And make sure that the seedling is vertical when you put it inside of the field. So this is like, you could see it's a long distance. You have to make sure that for each seedlings, it has only a distance about like 12 centimeters. Well, I think I'm too slow in doing the rice planting. In the past, we could like do the rice planting for about like 1.5 mu, but based on your speed, it's very difficult to achieve that goal. So maybe you could set up an example for us, like how to do the rice planting with our hands. Oh, you're quite fast. Well, I just learned from my master how to do the rice planting. So make sure that for all of these seedlings, when they're coming down to the earth, it's vertical. So when I come inside of the paddy field, so even though I'm wearing the boots, but still I could feel it's quite muddy. It's very difficult to move in the field. It's quite a tough job. And also I still can feel it's a little bit cold when I'm standing inside of the paddy field. As you said, if we're doing the work from early morning to late night, it's quite a hard work. Because they have to bend over and do the transplanting all day long. It's very tiring and diligent work for the farmers. So we have to pay tribute and show some respect to the farmers. But in this area, you could see we're using a lot of the unmanned machineries to do the job for us. So when actually at the beginning stage, when we are trying to cultivate the land for the Beidahuang Group, at that time it's very difficult. We have a lot of people to work on the field. And then we are able to introduce some of the technologies. We have some single-wheeled agricultural machineries. And also we have the unmanned agricultural machineries to do the rice planting. So in the past, like maybe we have a driver, they could drive on the agricultural machinery and do the work. But now with the evolution in the past few years, now you could see for the whole area, we have a lot of agricultural machineries. And it is very intelligent and also it is very accurate.
我就在这个机器上面嘛。机器实际你看那个是那个2个蘑菇头。
Now you could see one driver is actually monitoring this agricultural machinery to do the rice planting. And for some of the agricultural machineries, they are also equipped with the BeiDou satellite navigation system. Start from 2019, we opened up a pilot space. And start from that time, we are trying to introduce a lot of the unmanned agricultural machineries to help with the work. By 2021, we already established this mechanism. So for one control panel, one person can manage a number of the unmanned agricultural machineries. And also we are able to build up the cloud system. So for all these unmanned agricultural machineries, they could accurately execute the plant routes and also work autonomously in the field. So do we still need some people to stay on site? In the past, for each one of the agricultural machinery, we may need to have like 2 to 3 operators, but right now we only need one person to monitor all of these agricultural machineries. This will save a lot of the cost for the manpower, and also we improve the efficiency and accuracy of the rice transplanter. So we don't need to press any buttons to monitor these agricultural machineries. We just maybe have a monitoring of the screen. We understand how they work, because all of these are quite automatic. So for example, for this agricultural machinery, when they come to a certain stage, they could execute according to the instructions, and also they could take turns automatically. So in the past, we need one person to drive this agricultural machinery, but right now, we don't need to do anything about it. In the past, if we have a driver here, they also need to make sure that for this machinery is operating in a straight line. But right now, we don't need to have someone like standing or stay inside of the machinery for the whole day. Here we go. Alright, now you could see no one is controlling the direction, no steering wheels. And now for this unmanned agricultural machinery, it can work in a straight line. We already set up the parameter. For example, the intervals and the distance between the two pieces of land is 30 centimeters. So in the past, for this distance, it's not a static one, and we have to adjust the distance. But right now, with the support of the BeiDou navigation system, now you can see for the transplanting, it's of better quality, because you can see for the distance is 30 centimeters accurate. And this will help us improve the efficiency of the grain production. For each mu of land, it could increase the production by about like 3%. So for each mu, actually we could see we have increased the production about like 20 kilograms per mu. So for this unmanned machinery, each day, they could cultivate the land for about like 34,600 hectares. So in the past, if we have like farmers to do the job, each day they could only work on the rice planting for about 1 mu of land. But right now, for each day, they could transplant with 50,000 of mu. So because we already planned out the route, so for this agricultural machinery, they could do the job autonomously. this will help us to save some of the cost of the manpower. But the most important thing is that we could extend the time of the working hours and also improve the efficiency. So if we have someone like staying in the agriculture machine, but the driver will get tired and also they need some break. But if we are using all of this unmanned machinery, this will help to improve the efficiency of the grain production and the rice planting. That means that for some of the people, if they don't have any experience, it is also possible for them to do the job. Now you could see for the machinery already take the turns automatically. So right now we have this unmanned technology. And in the past, very few people would like to come to the field to do the farming job because it is quite tough and diligent. But right now, with all of these machines available, more people would like to come back to the field. So I think we only need to have one person standing here to do the rice transplanting. So what is the popularity of this high-tech in this area? So in our farm, all of the unmanned agriculture machinery are equipped with the BeiDou navigation system. Right now we have about like 699 machines, and the automation rate already reached 60%. So for the farmers, they're quite satisfied with the application of these machineries. In the past few years, because of the epidemic, we have fewer people coming to here to do the job. But after we bring more high-tech into this field, now you can see the whole area has undergone dramatic change. So at the beginning stage, when we are trying to introduce this new technology into this place, I think some people don't want to accept this new technology, and it is quite difficult to roll out all of these technologies. At that time, for the functions of the machineries, they are not well equipped, and also we don't have a good signal to control all of these machineries. But later on, we have upgraded some of the devices. Right now, we have 9 unmanned agriculture machineries, and within a week, we can complete the rice planting for about like 34,000 hectares. So now you could see the efficiency is quite high. Because if we compare the efficiency of the machines versus human, we could see the machine have a better quality and also the better efficiency. If we have like farmers coming to the field to do the job, it takes them a lot of time, and also they need to adjust the distance and the space for the seedlings. It's quite a tough job. Alright, we just have a very quick trip on this agriculture machinery. I think I'm just like quite amazed when I'm trying to come to this field. It feels like even though I don't have any experience in the farming world, but I still think I can be a good farmer if I'm able to use some of these high tech. Just be careful, because for some of the field you could see it's still very muddy. Because right now you could see we are trying to cultivate the land, and also the nutrition of this land has been improved. And also today you could see for many people, they still come to this place in early morning, because right now you could see we have very good weather in early summer. We have to come to this place early and do the job. So you just tell us that we are using this unmanned agriculture machinery, And this will provide more accurate results when we are doing the rice planting. And also it will help us to extend the grain production and the rice production in these areas, because we will have more effective, what we call the effective cultivated land, because we already have a very accurate plant route, and in the future the yield will be increased. So for you, you have been working in this area for a really long time. So can you tell us more about the preparation before we do the rice planting? Well, I would say that we need to have more high technologies to facilitate us with the rice planting and the grain production. As I said, we have upgraded some of the areas in this field, and also we divide the land into different pieces and upgrade the land respectively. So first we need to do an overall renovation and a reform, and the second we need to do some water conservation. We have to save some of the water resources and also to save the water resources used for the irrigation. So you just said for one piece we have to do the upgrade for about 50 mu of land. So what is the size before? The size is much smaller, because now we are using some of the machineries to do the rice transplanting. We have to reserve more land to do the job. So for each piece, the size is about 100 meter times 100 meter. And also we have to consider the efficiency of the machinery. So what is the effective cultivated size of the land? So when we are doing the upgrade, the priority for us is to increase about 3% to 4% of the effective cultivated land. If we improve the efficiency of the cultivated land, then we are able to receive more grain production. If the land is not large in size, and then we may reserve some of the areas for the preparation for the rice seedling. So in the past, what is the size for the preparation zone? It is about 60 centimeters times 50 centimeters. In the past, for the preparation zone, it will also take up some space for the cultivated land. But right now, as we are using the agricultural machinery, we are removing some of this preparation zone for the rice seedlings. By doing that, we are able to increase the efficiency for the planting. Because right now you're seeing we are using this unmanned machinery. For this machinery, some of them, they are responsible to carry some of the rice seedlings to the field, and this will save some of the manpower. And also we have to pay attention to save some of the fertilizer. For example, we need to improve the quality of the soil land and the field. We have to reduce the use of the application of the fertilizers. So for the rice transplanter, when they're transplanting the rice seedlings at the same time, they also apply the fertilizers to the field. In this way, we are able to have an accurate fertilizing of all of these rice seedlings. because we still need to identify the correct space for us to apply the fertilizer. If the fertilizer is applied in an accurate space, this will improve the usage of the fertilizer and also help to grow better quality of the rice. In the past, when we are trying to apply the fertilizers, we have to bring in some of the water inside of the field. But if we bring in more water and irrigation into the field, this will cause some of the waste of the fertilizer. But right now, we don't have to go through all of these complicated procedures. We could use the unmanned rice transplanter to transplant the rice at the same time. The transplanter can apply the fertilizer to the field. Now you could see it is quite simple to operate all of these agricultural machineries because we already set up the parameters. So when I'm standing inside of the machinery, so now we could see for this machinery, it could accurately execute the plant route. It could make sure that for this agricultural machinery can work in the design route. And also there will not be any mistakes in the transplanting of the rice. And also for the paddy field, you could see the depth of the paddy field may vary. But if we are using the unmanned machinery, it could make sure that for the transplanting, it's doing at the same level. All in all, it will help to improve the quality in doing the rice planting. So you're just talking about for the paddy field, it has about like 3,600 mu of land. So it takes about like 8 to 10 days to complete the rice planting. So in the pilot zone, we are using all of these intelligent unmanned agricultural machinery to do the rice planting. So for the machineries, some of them we are applying that in the park. But for some farmers, maybe they're not quite used of this unmanned system. There may be some people, the farmer will go to the field. They will have a operation panel and they will try to operate this agricultural machinery. But we don't need a driver to operate the agricultural machinery because our target is to reduce the manpower cost. So what is the popularity of this unmanned agricultural machinery? For example, what is the application rate in the Hongwei farm? So for the rice transplanter, we have about 11,000 transplanters that are equipped with the BeiDou navigation system. Well, I could see the experience of doing the farm work is quite different nowadays because it is quite simple, quite relaxing, and for the farmers, actually they're living a better job. Because you can see they don't have to do all of this muddy work, and also it is quite easy for them to operate the unmanned agriculture and machinery. And also it will save some of their energies. Because in the past, if they need to be the driver, still it consumes a lot of energy. But right now, because all of these unmanned machineries are equipped with the navigation system, so it will also save some time for the farmers. So just talk about we have a total size of about like 34,600 hectares of land to do the rice transplanting. So when we finish the job, so I would say by the end of this month, we will complete the rice transplanting for all these 34,600 hectares. So what happens if we cannot finish the job by time? Well, actually, for the busy season or the hot season is by May the 23rd. I believe by using all of these high technologies, we could complete the task 2 days earlier by the deadline. So thank you for your introduction. So in Heilongjiang Province, now you could see for the rice planting, they rely heavily on the unmanned agricultural machineries and the high technology. And also on the field, you could actually feel the high tech in the paddy field. So right now in the Heilongjiang Province, it already kicks off the summer planting during the farming season. And also we are receiving some data from the agriculture hall. So by the end of May, it is expected that over 4.26 million mu of land will be finished the rice planting. I would say right now, the summer planting is underway in the province of Heilongjiang, but we will continue to follow closely on the summer planting during the farming season in Heilongjiang province. That comes to the end of today's live coverage. See you next time.